Kuzma needs to be their third best player or second best player if he or Anthony Davis are having an off night. Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard joining us now. Chris, tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from that win last night for the Lakers?
Well, first of all, let's put it in perspective. It's not like they were facing the 96 Bulls. All right, Denver sat their starters the entire fourth quarter to rest, and then they were already without Gary Harris and Will Barton, who are two starters who will be back Friday. So just a little perspective. That said, the Lakers did some really good things, starting with Anthony Davis. You guys know I've said repeatedly I need to see him closer to the basket, and that's what he did earlier in the game. His first 3 or 4 buckets were at the rim or off post-ups and things like that, and that gets him going. That he sees the ball go into the basket. It puts the defense on notice that, hey, we got to watch this guy inside, and it opens things up outside. So I love seeing AD play at the rim like that. Secondly, he went in the fourth quarter, he did some damage, which, again, I've been calling for. He had 7 points in the last 5 minutes. They're going to need him to have that attitude against the really good teams, not just the Denver second and third unit. But, again, it's a good sign from him. Then you got Kyle Kuzma. We've said LeBron needs a dog with him, and Kuzma has that dog mentality. There's no doubt about it. We've all kind of talked about how he needs to be that third guy in kind of a big three. If LeBron and AD don't have it going one night, he can step up. We know he can score. The question with Kuzma has always been, what's he going to do defensively? And not just effort, but being locked in, focused, in the right rotations and things like that. And I think he's been good at that in the bubble, and that enables him to stay on the floor late in a game and be an offensive threat. I love, too, you saw that, they kind of chest bumped LeBron and Kuzma after the shot. But LeBron's got his hands up in the air before the ball even goes through the rim. Kuzma will see that, and I think that's great. We know there was questions about these two earlier in the season getting along after Kuzma's trainer kind of spoke up. But Kuzma will see this and know that LeBron believes in him, has confidence in him. So I think that's a good team building aspect as well. So I think overall it was a good night for the Lakers and something they can build on.
No, Chris, it was a good night offensively for the Lakers. There's no way this game is supposed to be this close. Go in the fourth quarter when the Nuggets set their entire starting lineup. So no Jokic, no Murray, no MJP. Come on, Chris. I mean, they go 8 straight possessions. They shoot 67% with backups against your starters. They shoot they 3 for 3. They're perfect. They're 100% from the three-point line in the fourth quarter. Yes, it was finally I'm glad to see the Lakers break out of their shooting slump. They shot over 50% from the floor. They shot 50% from the three-point line. Okay, that's good. But you can't give up that kind of points to those guys in that situation. If that's Jokic, if they go the whole way with their starters, okay, I'm like, man, that was a tough one. But you can't play this game that close with backups. I like what I saw with AD. Even though he did not get a whole lot of shot attempts, he was able to get to the foul line 10 times in the second half. That's what you and I talked about. Because we thought he had started to settle. He saw the success that he had in the first 3 games, shooting the ball from the outside. He's like, well, hey, I'm Dirk Nowitzki. I'm Kevin Durant. I'm just going to hang around out here. No, put the ball on the floor and get to the hoop. Crash the boards. We saw him crash the boards a lot last night. The putback dunk right before the end of the half. He was engaged. LeBron started slow, picked it up. Kyle Kuzma made some big shots. But the biggest thing that what I saw was Danny Green. We had a Danny Green sighting. The first time we saw him down in the bubble. Because, Chris, if he's not knocking down threes, he's not the defender that he once was, he becomes a liability. Because now they're just going to clog the paint, not let LeBron drive, and the double team going to come off of his guy to hit double down on AD because he's not knocking down shots consistently. But I like what I saw offensively. But I'm concerned defensively. You can't tell me, well, they ain't got nothing to play for. They clinch. At some point in time, you say, you know what? This guy ain't finna just drive by me and go just lay it up.
So, Shannon Sharp, does that mean, bottom line, you're now picking the Clippers over the Lakers? You're making the case.
Shannon sounds scared.
Yeah.
You definitely do not sound confident.
I don't know.
With good reason.
Hold on. I said I'm concerned. I like what I saw offensively, but I don't like what I saw defensively when you're going against backups. You give up 30-plus points in the fourth quarter to backups. No, that'll get you beat.
I tell you, some of those guys, Ketta Bates, Diop, I mean, these guys were coming out of nowhere, and it's like balling.
Yes.
I was like, wow. PJ Dozier, they were making them look good. You're right about that.
So the good news last night was the Lakers played by far their best offensive game in the bubble. The bad news was the Lakers played by far their worst defensive game of the season, the whole season, because remember, Shannon, that they couldn't stop the starters either. So the starters were on the floor for about 3 quarters. They're all playing like 22, 23 minutes. And look what they did combined. The starters last night went 24 of 38. That's 63%. That will get you a big L hung around your neck every time if you're going to play that bad a defense, that nonchalant, that uncommitted of defense. And then the backups come in, and to your point, it's like, who are these people? And the backups are going 3 of 4, 3 of 4, 3 of 4, 3 of 5. And poor Bol took 1 shot in the fourth quarter, and I like his game, but he's 20 years old, and he's out there against LeBron and AD, and he's just a little lost because there's not a lot of meat on those bones yet. If he gets a little meat, he's got some game because he's got guard skills at 7'2".
Yeah, he's like you about 7'2", about 185.
Is he 185? I'm not sure he's 185. But the point is, they're just lighting up the Lakers, and the Lakers are having fun. LeBron got a hot hand. I liked it. He got in the flow. He got some rhythm. He was shooting that sort of limp-wristed shot that when he gets it flowing, it looks good. And it started looking good, and he started swishing it. Which brings me to the last shot, and I just expected they would run a play for LeBron. He was cooking. He'd made 2 threes in the fourth quarter. There's nobody on that second unit that can keep him from the rim, so I thought, okay, just drive it and get to the line. Surely you could make 1 free throw out of 2 to win the game, or if you're feeling really good about yourself, just pull up and shoot it and win it. And yet, they run up call play. Vogel gets away with calling a play in the sideline huddle, not for LeBron, but for Kyle Kuzma. And I'm thinking, is LeBron going to fire him after the game? Because remember what happened in Chicago at that playoff game? Remember that?
Yep.
When LeBron said, get out of my way, David Blatt called the play for Kyrie on the inbounds play down under the basket. Yep. And LeBron, to his credit, got mad. I love LeBron mad when he plays mad. And he just took it and shot it. It wasn't a 3, remember? It was 2 points. Just from just inside. Deep 2.
Right.
But he makes it to win it was really a crucial play, at Chicago against Derrick Rose and company. So the point was, LeBron seemed totally cool with, they called a play that they practiced early in the bubble in which he inbounds to Anthony, and I thought Anthony would just kick it right back to LeBron or go pick for him or whatever, and Kuzma curls off Anthony and gets a pretty wide open look until Bol said, uh-oh, I got to get out there. And he makes a flying leap at Kuzma, who had to launch it a little higher than I think he wanted to, which gave it a little more arc and trajectory, and he ripped it clean. And I've been saying to you guys for months, he's the closer on this team because he's got the right mentality for him. He's got dog in him. Plus, he's got, as one of the Cowboys once said of Clint Longley back in the day when he threw a touchdown pass to win a Thanksgiving game, it was the triumph of an uncluttered mind. And I think Kyle's got an uncluttered young mind where he just doesn't care. If he misses, it goes in one eye and out the other. He has no memory. He just keeps firing, and that's the guy who should be closing for the Lakers. So I liked it as long as LeBron is cool with the fact the ball got taken out of his hands to end the game, and he ended it.
We took it out of our hands.
Yep.
So don't see.
So you called the play.